Welcome to Tech Consulting. Today we shall be looking at the first step in the risk management framework. If you missed our last video, go check it out and you'll be able to understand the various definitions, concepts of risk management framework. So I gave a kind of a background information about risk management framework where I made some definitions. I gave some definitions, concepts. Today we shall be looking at the first step in the risk management framework, which is categorization of information and information system. Now, what are we going to look in today? We'll be looking at the various NIST publications that helps us to understand how to categorize information and information system. We shall be looking at why do we need to categorize information system and how we categorize information system. So follow me in this video. It's going to be a very short video and you'll be able to understand how to categorize information system and why you categorize information system. This video will also be useful for you if you're planning to take in your certification in the ISC Certified Authorization Professional. Okay, so let's go. When you say categorization of information and information system, why do you need to categorize? The reason why you need to categorize is you want to identify or you want to determine how sensitive and how critical the data, information that resides in the system, that is processed in the system, or that is transmitted in the system. So we are trying to determine the criticality and the sensitivity of the information and information system. And how do you do that? You can only do that by categorizing the information and information system. Now, when you are categorizing information system, there are a lot of things that comes to play. We have the FIPS 199, which is the standard. That is the FIPS 199, that is Federal Information Processing Standard. This FIPS 199 tells us or helps us to understand what is it that we want to categorize and why we need to categorize. In this FIPS 199, here is the NIST publication of FIPS 199. It gives us an overview of the purpose, applicability, categorizing of information and information system, terms and conditions, and references. So when you say the purpose, applicability, what do they mean here? In this document, in this NIST publication, it gives some basic definitions or some terms, such as potential impacts. When we say potential impacts, FIPS 199 defines 3 levels of potential impacts. And on organization or individual, should there be a breach or security. That is, if there is a security breach, if there is a cyber attack, what is the magnitude of harm? What is the severity of damage that can be resulted from this cyber attack? That is what we mean by potential impact. Now, the application of this definition must take place within the context of each organization and the overall national interest. That is, it depends on each organization, each environment. So, now when we say the potential impact is low, it means that the cyber attack, the effect of the cyber attack, the effect of the security breach, according to NIST definition of low impact, means loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability could be expected to have a limited adverse effects on the organization's operations, on the organization's assets, or individual. So that is when we say the impact is low. So what is the amplification of this? A limited adverse effect means that, for example, loss of confidentiality, loss of integrity, or loss of availability might, 1, cause a degradation in mission capability to an extent and duration that the organization is able to perform its primary functions, but the effectiveness of these functions is noticeably reduced. 2. Result in minor damage or organizational assets. 3. Result in minor financial loss. Or 4. Result in minor harm to individual. So this is the explanation or definition of potential impact of law. Now, if we say the potential impact is moderate, which means if there is a cyber attack or a cyber breach, and we say the potential impact, the magnitude of harm, the severity of damage is moderate, what are we talking about? According to this FIPS 199, it says the loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability could be expected to have a serious adverse effect on the organization's operations, asset, or individual. So let us expatiate this. A serious adverse effect means that, for example, the loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability might 1. Cause a significant degradation in mission capability to an extent or duration that the organization is able to perform its primary function, but effectiveness of the function is significantly reduced. 2. Result in a significant damage to organizational assets. 3. Result in significant financial loss. 4. Result in significant harm to individuals that does not involve loss of life or serious life-threatening injury. So that is the definition of a moderate potential impact. Now, the last potential impact, which is high. What does it mean if we categorize a potential impact to be high? What it means that the loss of confidentiality, the loss of integrity, or the loss of availability could be expected to have a severe or catastrophic adverse effect on organizational operations, organizational assets, or individuals. So what does this mean? If we say a severe catastrophic adverse effect, what does it mean? For example, the loss of confidentiality, integrity, and availability might cause a severe degradation in or loss of mission capability. 2. Result in major damage to organizational assets. 3. Result in major financial loss. Or 4. Result in severe or catastrophic harm to individuals involving loss of life or serious life-threatening injury. So these are the definitions according to FIPS 199 on when we say potential impact. Now, this potential impact is needed while categorizing information and information system. So follow me as we apply this potential impact in our categorization process. So this is FIPS 199, and this is the standard that we want to meet when it comes to categorization. So we must understand the various definitions of the potential impact. So now let's check out NIST 860 Volume 1. NIST 860 Volume 1. NIST 860 Volume 1 gives us an overview of how we categorize information and information system. That is what NIST 860 Volume 1 helps us to understand. Now we need to understand here that FIPS is the standard. NIST publications are the guidelines that helps us to be able to meet this standard. So looking at this section 4 of NIST 860 Volume 1, here is how it explains the processes that is involved in categorizing information and information system. I'm trying to explain this. We'll go into the practical realm of how we actually categorize information and information system. So first of all, how do we categorize information system? The first step that we need to take during categorization of information system, according to this diagram here, is to identify the information types. Identification of information types. Now, when you say information type, what do we mean? Information type means the information that is processed, that is transmitted, that is stored in the information system or application. What is this application going to be used for? Or what is this application currently being used for? Is it a mission critical system? Is it a sensitive system? Is it a critical system? This system, is it used to store, transmit, or process health data? This system, is it used to process, transmit, or process financial data? So those data that this system is used for is known as the information type. We shall be looking at the various information type in NIST 800-60 volume 2. So NIST 800-60 helps us to understand the various information types and the recommended categorization for these information types. So let's continue with the process of categorization. Now, once you've identified information types, the next step is to select provisional impact level. Now, remember, we defined impact level in our FIPS 199 documentation. So here you want to select the provisional impact level for each of the information types as it is being stated here in NIST 800-60 volume 1. So that is what it's saying here. It says select the security impact level for the identified information type from the recommended potential impact level for each identified information type, that is volume 2 appendix C and D, or from FIPS 199 criteria provided in table 7 below. Now, determine the security category for each information types. Document the provisional impact level of the confidentiality, integrity, and availability associated with these information types. 2. Step 3. Step 3 says review the appropriateness of the provisional impact level based on the organization's on the environment, mission, use, and data sharing. Now, adjust the impact level as necessary if there is the need to do that, and document all adjustments to the impact level and provide rationale or justification for that. Step 4 says review identified security categorization for the aggregate of information type. Determine the system security categorization by identifying the security impact level high watermark for each of the security objective. Adjust the security impact level where necessary. Assign overall information system impact level. Follow the agency's oversight processing for reviewing, approving, and documenting all documentations or decision. And you now have the output, which will be your security categorization. All right. So now that we have gone through, NIST 800-60 volume 1, let us quickly look at what NIST 800-60 volume 2 is all about. NIST 800-60 helps us to understand the various information type, which means the information type in a particular system or systems could fall under any of these NIST information types as described here. So we have various information types. So we have the control and oversight. Under control and oversight, we have various information types such as corrective action information type, program evaluation information type, program monitoring information types. So these are the various information types that we could have. And no matter the number, no matter your agency, no matter your systems, your information type will fall under any of these. Now, let's take, for example, if you have a system that is an HR system, such as human resources management. Now, that system can have the information types such as the HR strategic information types, staff acquisition information type, organization and position management information type, compensation management information types, benefit management information types, employees performance management information types, employees relation information types, labor relation information type, separation management information type, Human Resources Development Information Type. So this NIST 800-60 Volume 2 helps us to understand the various information type that your system can fall under. And NIST graciously also gave us a recommended, categorization for each of these information types. So having said this, let us take an example of how you categorize an information system. So let us look at some of the examples in FIPS 199. Some of the examples in FIPS 199, which we're going to look at. So let's take the example of, let's take this number 5 example. So which says, a power plant contains a SCADA, that is supervisory controls and data acquisition system controlling the distribution of electric power for a large military installation. Now, it said the SCADA system contains both real-time sensor data and routine administrative information. The management at the power plant determines that 1. For the sensor data being acquired by the SCADA system, there is no potential impact from a loss of confidentiality, a high potential impact from loss of integrity, and a high potential impact from loss of availability. And 2, for the administrative information being processed by the system, there is a low potential impact from loss of confidentiality, a low potential impact from loss of availability, integrity, and a low potential impact from loss of availability. Now, the resulting of these categories of this information type is expressed thus. However, let me help you to further understand this categorization. Now, let's do it this way. So you have the information types, and here you have the CIA, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So, what is the information type that resides inside the system? We have the real-time, that is the sensor data. Sensor data is one of the information types. So under this we have sensor data information type. And according to what we have here, I said the management at the plant, decided there is no potential impact from loss of confidentiality. Now, you cannot have NA for any of the information types. So the least you can have is low. So we're going to have it here. Under the confidentiality, we're going to have it as low. And for loss of integrity, management has said that it is high potential impact for integrity and high potential impact for availability. So we're going to make this for integrity, it is high. For availability, it is high. So what's the second information type under the SCADA system? Administrative record. Admin info. So we have the administrative information. So under what we have, it is low, low, and low. That is, confidentiality is low, integrity is low, availability is low. So let's put this in this data as well, this format as well. So we're going to have under confidentiality, for loss of confidentiality, it is low. Loss of integrity, it is low. Loss of availability, it is low. So please remember this. I'm going to add one information type here so as to help us understand this. So let us assume that we have additional information type that resides inside this SCADA system. And let us assume that this is training information, training information, training info. And the training info, let's categorize it as low for loss of confidentiality, low, loss of integrity, low, loss of availability, low. So here, according to the first step of categorization, we have identified the information types, which is the sensor data, administrative information, training information. That is the first thing we do. Now, the second step says we should assign recommended potential impact value. So now we have assigned the recommended potential impact, which is for sensor data. Under confidentiality, we say it is low. Under integrity, we're saying it is high. For loss of availability, we're saying it is high. What does this mean? What it means is if there is a loss of confidentiality, if there is loss of confidentiality, meaning if there is a security breach on this system and there is unauthorized exposure of this sensor data, the impact, the severity of damage will be minor. That is what this is talking about under loss of confidentiality. Now, loss of integrity, what does it mean? We are assigning high in here. It means if there is a security breach on this system, and the name of this system is SCADA system, if there is a security breach on this system, now, and there is unauthorized modification, which is loss of confidentiality. Loss of confidentiality means there is unauthorized modification of this sensor data. The impact of this unauthorized modification, the severity of damage due to this unauthorized modification will be catastrophic, will be severe. That is, it might lead to loss of life, it might lead to serious life-threatening injury, it might lead to loss of financial data, it might lead to loss of organizational assets. That is what this high means. Also, when we say loss of availability, what does it mean? It means if there is a security breach on this system, or if this system goes down, it is not available when needed. The potential impact, the severity of damage that can be resulted from this incident will be high. That is, it could lead to loss of life. It could lead to serious financial damage. It could lead to serious loss of organizational asset. So that is the meaning of what we have just done here in categorizing, assigning potential impact value. So what is the next thing we need to do, which is the third step? The third step is to review it if there is any need for adjustments. If there is any need to review, now we have reviewed it, there is no any need to adjust it. So we determine our high water mark. So high water mark. High water mark. So how do we determine our high water mark? High water mark is the highest impact value under each of the security objective. That is under confidentiality, integrity, and availability. We want to determine the one that has the highest impact value, not the one with highest number of occurrence. So under confidentiality, what is the highest impact value? Is going to be low. Under integrity, what is the highest impact value here? It's going to be high. Under availability, what is the highest impact value here? It's going to be high also. So from our high watermark, we will be able to determine the overall security category of this system. So the overall security category for this system will be what? Will be high. While looking at it this way, it shows us the one with the highest impact value is what? Is high. From the high watermark, you'll be able to determine the overall security category of the system. So what is this telling us? What does this mean? And what's the name of this system? The name of this system, according to this NIST publication, let's quickly look at it here, is SCADA. That's the name of this system. So let me put the name here so we can easily understand it. So that's the name of this system. The name of the system is SCADA. So from here, this overall security categorization, what does it say? It shows us, or it tells us that if there is a security breach on this system, the potential impact that is going to be resulted from this security breach will be severe, catastrophic, which means it might lead which means there might be loss to organizational assets, serious damage to organizational assets, serious financial loss, or there could be loss of life or serious life-threatening injury. So with this categorization, it gives us an overview, it gives us an analysis of how sensitive this system is, how critical this system is. And with this categorization, it helps us to understand how to adequately secure this system, how to adequately uh, uh, put security measures into this system. So with this categorization step, it now leads us into the next step of the risk management framework, which is selection of security control. With this categorization, we now know which security controls to implement to making sure that this system is adequately secure. So this is how you categorize information and information system. This is why you categorize information system. You cannot adequately secure an information system without first categorizing it. And why do you categorize? To determine the sensitivity and the criticality of the information and information system. You cannot just wake up and say you want to start securing a system. No, there are some information that is not worth securing. But how will you know which information to secure? How will you know which system to secure? How will you be able to determine the adequate security needed for a particular system? You have to first of all categorize that information system. So categorization is what is needed. Categorization is the first step in the risk management framework for any system to gain its ATO. For a system to have an ATO, authority to operate, it needs to first of all be categorized. And this is how you categorize. That is, the information types, identifying the information type, assigning potential impact on each of the security objective for each of the information type, determining your high watermark, and from the high watermark, you'll be able to determine the overall security categorization of the information system. We have been able to look at the three NIST publications that helps us, that guide us during categorization. That is FIPS 199, NIST 800, that's 60, volume 1, NIST 800, that's 60, volume 2. These are the three NIST publications that helps you to adequately categorize information and information system. I hope with this video you have gained the one knowledge or the other on why we categorize information system and how we categorize information system. So watch out for the next video that will show us how to select security control and how to develop security system security plan, SSP. I'll be bringing out this video one after the other, and I'm sure that is going to be of tremendous value to you if you are seeking to sit for your ISC Square certified authorization professional. This video is very important for you. If you're looking to refresh your memory on this on how you can help your organization to get their ATO, this video is important to you. And if you are looking to transition into the cybersecurity career, this videos is equally important even for you. So this video is coming courtesy of Tech Consulting. Watch out for our next videos. And for more videos and information on risk management framework, visit our website on www.titechconsult.com. Thank you and see you next time.